Hello and welcome to Heavy Metal Rex. My name is Oasis, and today I'm actually going to be taking a look at an article that is yet again getting the rumors started about a possible WRX STI. Now, I want to say a big thank you to a couple of my viewers, Joe, and please do not be mad at me if I mess up these names, Furs and Tukudzwa, for sending me this article and a couple of other pieces of information like, leaked audio, but actual audio from a podcast from an American journalist who apparently claims that a WRX STI is coming. Now, multiple articles like this have come out in the last year. Obviously, without the STI, anytime somebody says, oh, an STI is coming, we all jump because it's really exciting. Myself included, and I get caught up in all of this as well. This one just might be a little different. Now, before I get started, if you're watching this video before the 15th of August, I want to let you know I'm actually going to be at Boxerfest this weekend. I was at Subifest California before this, and I'm going to be at every Subifest going forward. So if you're coming out there, I am going to bring my car. I'm going to be at Felix Performance's booth. So my car will be parked there. I'll be at the booth and kind of walking around. So if you're going to the show, please make sure to reach out and see me. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, please. It helps me immensely. It costs you guys nothing. Anyway, so what I'm going to talk about is the article, and I'm going to play the audio for you. So actually, let's go ahead and play the audio now.
You're full of breaking news.
You want more? I got more.
What do you got? Yeah, go ahead. You're a fire hose tonight.
Subaru is bringing the STI back.
Oh, wow.
Subaru's bringing it back. They're going to use the 2.4 liter that's in the WRX, and it's going to make a lot of power.
Where did you get that info?
From a source, from a good source that I trust.
Unlike the Facebook quail Porsche sources.
The quail was a bad source. Joe, you're a bad source.
So the STI comes back.
STI is going to come back. They decided they're going to bring it back. The original plan was to be like 405 horsepower. This is right before they canceled plans for it. So maybe it'll be that. But I think seeing what happened with Toyota and the GR Corolla is like, we're just walking away from something we owned for 2 decades. They were the only game in town for, like a rally style, big horsepower, hatchback manual, all-wheel drive thing. And so STI is happening. Whoa. Don't know when, but STI is going to happen.
Now, the audio that you heard is Jonny Lieberman. He has been with Motortrend for 14 years. Now, I originally did not know who this was, and now that Joe actually is the one who sent me a video where he did the first look for the WRX 3 years ago now, it seems. And after watching that video, I remember watching this video when this first came out as well, because I was consuming lots of content about the VBWRX. Now, what's really interesting is this is somebody who is highly connected with the car community or the car industry as a whole. You can't write for a magazine for 14 years and do what he's been doing without knowing some people or without knowing stuff in the background. I've been in this world a year and a half, and there's a lot of stuff that I learned that I can't tell you guys, So for somebody who's been there much longer than me, it makes total sense that he has some things to say. Now, he has his own podcast called The Inevitable, and I don't know if this is where that audio came from. I'm going to try to go back and see where I can find it, but the audio was actually shared to me via Google Drive. It is actually him. We know that because everybody's been talking about it. So, I don't know if it's this podcast or a different podcast. And what I did was I actually did reach out to him by email. I sent him an email earlier today saying that maybe if he's got some free time, maybe he can come to this channel and we can talk a bit more. And maybe I can pick his brain and see if he'll tell me more. Because as you heard from the audio, his sources are just, anonymous sources, obviously. So let's look at the article. So the article is done by drive.com.au. And basically, it's just talking about what happened. And, here we go. So it says right, during a recent episode of Spike's Car Radio podcast, they were talking to Jonny Lieberman, and the words that you guys heard was, Subaru's bringing back the STI. Subaru's bringing it back. They're going to be using the 2.4 liter, and that's in the WRX, and it's going to make a lot of power. And his source was a good source that he trusts. Now, that you could take that with a grain of salt, obviously, as all of the grains of salt that you can find. Now, but there are times where I have said that, and I've had to tell people like, hey, look, I know some stuff. I can't tell you what it is, and I can't tell you where it's from, or if I can tell you what it is, I can't always tell you where it's from. So I understand that part, but it's hard to hear that and not get more information. Now, further down below, He does say the original plan was to be like 405 horsepower, and this is right before they canceled plans for it, so maybe they'll do it again. But I think like seeing what happened with Toyota and GR Corolla, they're just walking away for something that they own for 2 decades. Now, this is something that I have said when we talked about the GR Corolla and the WRX. And the cancellation of the STI came almost exactly within like a month of the unveiling of the GR Corolla. And I do know that Subaru has a partnership with Toyota, and Toyota does hold, I think it's like 29 or 30% stake in Subaru, which is possibly the reason why there's a lot of collaboration between them with what they've been building with the BRZ, GR86, and all that, and the one hybrid car they have. And it has been known that Toyota has given or allowed Subaru to use either some of its hybrid systems or teach them how to do it, or whatever the case is. There is some connection there. I maintain that Toyota wanted to sell the GR Corolla, but did not want to compete with the WRX at this time. So maybe they said to Subaru, like, don't sell it later, let us sell this for now. I don't know if that's true. That's my tinfoil hat. I'm going to believe that until I can find some actual information on that, but that's just what I believe. But what's interesting about this is just in April 2024, which down here in the article it says, the STI owner, his name is Hiromi Tomo, has said that STI wants to get back into the World Rally Championship. Now, why is that interesting? In order for you to be in the World Rally Championship, you have to have a car that you have sold the next number amount, and then you can take that car and you can race it. The reason why the 22B or the GC was so unbelievable was because it was a rally car built from the ground up and sold to the consumers almost like pretty much ready to go rally. And that's why that car was so crazy. And that's why a lot of people that look at newer STIs or newer WRXs, they compare them to the old ones because those cars were purpose built to be that way. And it's true, the car has become more comfortable and more of a daily now, but this was April 2024, right? If he's saying that they want to get back, and there's some talk about them coming back, and you know, Subaru having these cars in different race platforms, like we have the BRZ GR3 car, we have the I don't know if it's a GR3 or GR4, but we have one. The WRX did actually take the FA24 to the 24-hour Nürburgring Challenge twice now, which they've been doing forever. The WRX FA24 is actually used in Japanese rally car, and I know that the American rally car uses the 2-liter EJ, but that's 3, you know, these are some applications where the FA24 is living in a racing environment and actually doing very well, you know? So there's a possibility. All of these are actual possibilities that the STI is coming back. And one can say, like, eventually the STI is going to come back. It just makes sense, whether it's a hybrid or an electric. I mean, inside my heart, obviously, I hope that it is another combustion engine because it's fun, right? Even though I talk about EVs in the past, I still prefer, obviously, what I've grown up with. So hopefully Jonny actually reaches back to me via email. Maybe I get a chance to talk to him. This is very interesting news, and I have it on some good authority that Subaru is going to be coming out with at least 8 or 10 newish cars in the next few years. So one of them could be some sort of STI. And saying new makes sense because an STI currently doesn't exist. So it wouldn't be, they wouldn't use the terminology updated car, right? That would only imply that an STI existed, but saying new car, that's something. So hopefully this was informative. Hopefully, something does come of this. If you guys know of some stuff that I haven't, or some articles or anything like this that comes out, please let me know because I love the news aspect of this. I get hyped every time I see a notification on my phone for a news article or something like this. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.